I think we played fast from the get-go. We're quick on the reads, and that limits the time and space for them. They got some good players over there, so as much as we can do that, it's going to benefit us.
Aleksander Barkov has now assisted 9 under 17 goals this season. What is it in particular that clicks between the two of you?
We read well off each other. I think we both have a tendency to slow it down a little bit when we get it. And as long as we're moving our feet and finding the holes, we're going to find each other. So it's nice to see the success early in a season.
Yeah, just like chemistry, especially on the penalty kill for shorthanded goals. Now, when do you kind of get that feeling with Barkov to kind of go the other way, kind of flip that switch and go in the attack?
We know it on the other end. It's sometimes the last thing you want to do is defend when you're out there on the power play. So I think it's a matter of picking your spots. When you have a bit of energy, when you're kind of fresh in your shift. Eki's been doing a good job of jumping up, and our D are doing a good job of jumping up and finding those plays.
When you guys hear 4-game losing streak, 6 out of 7, whatever, you guys have a lot of pride in this, right? It gets tiring hearing those numbers add up, right? It seemed like you guys came out angry today and took it out.
Yeah, I think that was the message going into it.
I know.
We felt we haven't been playing our game, so it's no surprise the success hasn't been there. So I think it was the tone was set early. Right away with Benny Truckee and Swaggy out there, and they got a knack for doing that, for changing our game when things aren't going well. So I thought those three stepped up and led the way, and that's the way they got to play.
And it doesn't get any easier, right? You go Washington, Toronto, now you get 2 with Carolina.
Exactly. That's kind of what you want. So another big test. So regroup, recover, and get back at it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a complete game, complete 60 minutes. Good. We skate hard, we forecheck, we play hard.
Obviously, you and Stoli had a great relationship last year. How fun was it to go head-to-head for the first time?
Yeah, he's a good guy. Definitely, I saw him this morning. I congratulate him with the last year again, and it was great to play against him. Definitely.
Just after getting a win like this, how do you guys how do you build off this as you go into 2 games against Carolina this weekend?
Yeah, we're gonna face another good challenge. They got a good team. It's gonna be good games. We just again focus on one shift at a time and keep building.
For your perspective with the team in front of you, it seemed like yesterday there was a lot of fire in that practice and guys wanting to get back to that identity. Do you think that kind of helped bring that fire out in the first period there?
Yeah, for sure. I think sometimes it's you don't looking for the losses, but they bring you to the ground. You're getting back to work and work hard and compete. And as you mentioned yesterday, was a great practice. Guys work hard, guys snap the puck, and that definitely set us up for tonight's good game.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, like I said earlier, we've been kind of trying to find our identity back, and I think it all comes from the hard work and just being simple, being hard, being physical. That's our game, and I think we did that pretty well, especially in the first, and then just kept doing that and finished strong.
In the first period, it seems like you guys really came out with some fire, really came out with some anger on the forecheck. Did everything you guys did yesterday with that pretty intense practice kind of help you guys get back to your identity?
Yeah, everybody in this room stepped up. I think starting yesterday, we knew we had to start playing better. We had to start competing better. We had to find our identity. Every single guy needed to know that one thing that he needs to do during the game. And I think every single guy in this room came with the right mindset to the game and did what needed to be done.
Big goal from Samo there in that period. It seems like he's getting better every game. Not rookies. What have you seen from him in terms of his growth every day?
Yeah, his energy and how fast he is, how skilled he is. It's great, and like you said, he's getting better every day, and it's a lot of fun to see how obviously he works really hard for it, and the things he does on the ice, skate around the ice, and feels like I would love to have his legs at some point, but it's fun to watch.
This game has a lot of pride, right? When you guys start hearing 4-game losing streak, 6 out of 7, gets old, right? You gotta answer that, eh?
Yeah, and I think for us, we're happy with this one, but for us, it's a big challenge to keep doing the same thing over again. And we have really good challenge in Carolina, back-to-back games against Carolina, and that's where we measure us again. We want to be at our best and do the same thing we did today.
You won a Stanley Cup with Stolarz. What's it like to go against him and the other guys from last year's team?
Yeah, it was nice to see them. We saw them in the morning, and then during the game, those little whatever standing ovations, what they really deserved. They did an unbelievable job here last year. Did everything they could to help us to win the cup, and they did. So it was a lot of fun to see them, but I don't think during the game anyone said a single word to each other.
A big day on special teams, 2 power play goals, shorty, just the value of that, especially in this game where there was only, I think, 1 5-on-5 until the empty netter.
Yeah, it's special teams are big, and obviously especially in the playoffs. But here too, like we played against teams like that, like Toronto. They have good team. They play really good 5-on-5, and sometimes special teams are the difference. And I think we did pretty well there.
Thanks, Bert.
Thank you.
We were just had our priorities right in what we were trying to accomplish on the ice. And so much that by the leaders of our team, I thought were really strong tonight. So you can't be all things at all times, and I think we tried to be over the last little while. So we got our priorities right.
What were some of those priorities?
That's a top secret, Katie. It's top secret. It's part of the identity of our group. We get away from it. We can't win on a consistent basis, and we certainly can't build. You can't put out 10 fires. You've got to get the most important thing going, and so we were better at it tonight.
The forecheck was on from the beginning, and it stuck around, which maybe it hadn't been before.
No, I think
same with that.
Like there's 2 pieces to it, right? There's the routes are basic. There's nothing unusual in the systematic part of our forecheck, but we were far more intense on broken plays. Think of Rodriguez in the second period, especially in the corner across the bench, to be able to get on a defenseman and stay on the puck 2 or 3 times to get possession to chances. So that was very good.
Well, we're a kid like Mackey, just what stood out to you so far through the first 20-some games of the season?
I think in the band of, how do I try to explain it to you? So I think he's made consistent improvements in his game, and the gap between his good and his worse is closing. So there's not as much aberration in his game. And it's not the goal scoring, it's all the other parts of it. And I thought that line was really good. And I thought that Volquist and Oosterrein and those guys should set the style for the line, and he followed right in.
Lundell didn't go tonight.
Yeah, he was a little sore today, and they put the big bubble on, and he just didn't feel right that he was ready to push. And it was also part of the game, the style of game. I won't say I would think that he's playing the next game because he was very close to playing this one, but he'll have to be, feel better tomorrow for that to happen.
In that shorthanded goal, Barkov creates it. Ekblad, he's on a 2-1. Ekblad, and he dropped in, boom.
So that was Aaron Ekblad's best game of the year. He was up the ice. He was physical. He bought room for our forwards on a number of rushes just by being a big man driving. His gap was good. I like what he's doing at the top of the power plays. More experienced veteran guy there, just taking what's there and making plays that need to. I was really, really happy with his game. I thought he and Barkov, Bobrovsky, Kachuk, I thought those guys, I don't even talk about Gus Forsling. I totally take him for granted every night, but I thought our drivers were very, very good.
As it flipped Belinskas and Kulikov, what do you think of just the new deep pairs and the balance there?
Yeah, well, we ask a lot of Uvis. We put him on his offside, and there's some turnovers. And it's never an effort thing with him, so we just flipped him back to get him on his strong side.
Do you think Ekblad gets underappreciated, maybe nationally? I know in this room you guys talk about him a lot, but top tier defenseman on back-to-back Stanley Cup appearances.
Yeah, you know what happens, and I understand it, but the how we appreciate defensemen has changed over the years, and it's skewed to points now. And Aaron came in as that player. He was quite a point producer for a while, but he's been a big part of the change in style of play. He's a spectacular defender. He and Gus are a fantastic player. They're probably close to 26 minutes tonight. I appreciate that for him because there's a sacrifice that goes with it. When you think your player's up for a contract, these guys all now get paid on points, and there's a sacrifice for him, to our team, for him to put the defense first, and he's done that.
And nice to end this thing. You guys have a lot of pride in this room. To end it before you go into Thanksgiving, then you got the big back-to-back against.
Yeah, it was a first step, but it was evident and clear we're not going to win every game. They had a bunch of guys out of their lineup tonight, but they've won a whole bunch of games without those guys, so they've been a good team. So it was a good, solid home win. Most importantly, we got the priority right, and it was evident.
I mean, after a day like yesterday in practice, I mean, how good did it feel to see those guys out there playing with as much fire as they did in the first period?
I knew that would be the case. I truly felt that they would be, but I liked the fact that we sustained it in parts. I thought we got better as the game went on. I know the order of the goals necessarily reflected, but there wasn't a drop in our game.
Thank
All
you.
right, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.